It was a good day all round for the Red Devils with that win over Leicester coming after Ten Hag finally captured his man, Antony, for around £82 million from Ajax. Jadon Sancho proved to be the difference at the King Power, taking them to 5th in the league as they picked up the 3rd straight victory. United manager Erik Ten Hag spoke after the match to talkSPORT about the importance of his side being solid at the back.
Oh, we have now 2, and so I don't want it too big, but we are happy, and we see that we have to be aware what is the reason you get the clean sheet, and it's starting with 11 defending, good pressing, and so organization, intensity, so you help your back 4 and your keeper, and then you have to you don't have to concede chances against, and I think that's what we did. And if then we concede a chance like the free kick, then we have a great goalie who's safe.
For more on this, we're joined now by the Sun's Manchester United football reporter Neil Custis. Neil, a very good morning, Neil.
Morning, Neil.
Hi, good morning, boss.
Good result, Neil. I didn't rate the game great, but look, at the end of the day, away from home, 3 points. That's all that can be asked. They kept a clean sheet. So is Ten Hag getting it right now?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the game itself was pretty dull. But when all new managers come in, all the top coaches, no matter what their reputations for how attacking they are or defensive they are, what they sort out first is the back. What they sort out first is the defence. It was what Mourinho did when he first came into United, to good effect. And this is what Ten Hag's done. You know, I mean, Martinez and Varane are starting to look like a real partnership, although it's only, 2 or 3 games. You know, there's this passion of Malacia and Dalot. I think Dalot has, come on in great leaps and bounds. Maybe actually since the pre-season where he impressed as well. So they're getting that right at the back. They've got Casemiro in front of them, who is always cool on the ball and provides a great screen. So that's what he wanted to sort out first and build from there. And that appears to be what he's doing. But they still, up front last night, I thought, for the possession they had and for the dominance they had, an old Man United team goes for the throat in those positions and they go 2 or 3-0 up because Leicester were there for the taking. Leicester was so poor. Man United had so much time and space. They're never going to have that much time and space on Sunday, for example. And they needed to go for it. But, there is something still lacking up front.
Neil, you just mentioned up front there. Now, obviously the transfer window's closed. Cristiano Ronaldo's going nowhere. The move was going to happen, then he isn't. Now he knows he's staying at Manchester United. Do you think Ten Hag now says, well, okay, get your head down, you're back in the side, and he starts games now?
Well, I certainly thought he looked better when he came on. But what he has to do is swallow his pride and buy into what Ten Hag's saying. Do what he's saying. Link up with the team the way he wants you to do. It's not about you. It's about the team. Ten Hag has been trying to do that since he came in. He actually was relishing the opportunity of working with Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's attitude behind the scenes, his wanting to get away. A number of players felt it was expecting the spirit in the camp. He would have been happy to let him go, but no bids came in, no offers came in. He was staying. Now he's staying. Ronaldo, for the good of Manchester United, because he still has the ability, and we still saw last night that they were more on the front foot once he was on the pitch. If he buys into what Ten Hag wants to do, with Antony now on the pitch, with Sancho moved to the left, say in his favourite position, things can happen, but it's up to him.
Just on Antony, 82 million. I'm still trying to get my head round it, to be honest. Where do you see him fitting in?
Well, he'll play on the right. It's been a astonishing transfer given that their first bid was 40 million.
Yeah.
But Frenkie De Jong, their side constantly intimated that he was still interested in the deal when really he wasn't, and it was only really in the last 2 or 3 weeks when United were just like, I don't think this guy wants to come. He hasn't got the commitment to come. You read what Antony said yesterday about wanting to play for Manchester United.
Dream come true.
That is the sort of player you want on your boots, and that is why they went, right, we're really going to go the extra yard now for him. I do think that those first 2 games, though, really may push them to spend the extra 20 million to get him, because they realised that, we can't go on like this. We do need more additions. So they got Casemiro, they got Antony. And, great addition, but I still think they lack a club like Manchester United did always have, I think, the number 9 at the top of his game. they're not always easy to get. We have false nines, we have tens, we have fluid threes, we have all this sort of thing. But Manchester United need a striker at the very top of his game, not Ronaldo at 37, not Rashford, who does he play wide, does he play deep, does he play in the middle sometimes? Shall we give him 2 or 3 games through the middle? Not a false nine, Christian Eriksen. They need a goal scorer at the top of his game. Now, they haven't got that. Anthony Marshall is injury prone, and I think this is where they could fall down.
Neil, I just thinking about if you're Harry Maguire now, you're sitting on the bench, you're thinking, how can I get back in this team? I've got my England head on a little bit as well. Obviously, a massive World Cup coming up in November. If Gareth Southgate's looking at it and say, well, our main defender is not going to be playing on a regular basis, it's going to be a huge problem for England as well. As much as, Manchester United not worried about England, they're going to play their best 2 centre-halves who they think. But it's a real problem, isn't it, for Harry Maguire now that he's not going to be playing on a regular basis?
No, I know. I mean, he will play, for example, the Europa League games coming up, which he will play. I still think he will play the odd Premier League game. I think Man United have got something like 6 games in the next 18 days. So he will play, and he hasn't let Gareth Southgate down, and Southgate still regards him as, one of his best centre-backs that he can call upon. Now, the pressure that's brought to bear on him as captain of Manchester United, where, any slight misplaced pass or anything like that brings a cascade of criticism on top of him, is a different world to him. I think we used to say that was a release when players went back to their clubs from international duty because of the scrutiny. I think with Maguire it could be the other way around. And there's still a great centre-half in there, and it's one that Gareth Southgate trusts.
Just a quickie, Neil. Newcastle have started well. All of a sudden, it's hello. Has champagne been popped up in Tyneside?
Yeah. I mean, I went to the Wolves game on Sunday and showed great resilience to get that late goal. What a strike it was as well. And very unfortunate, Liverpool, ridiculous amount of time added on. Jurgen Klopp moaning and groaning as he always does, finding any excuse, just because they haven't, beaten someone 9-0 or something like that. But they were resilient, and I was impressed. I've been impressed with them. But it's sort of 1 win in 5, although 2 of those games have been City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, they still need to. But I think Isaac looked good on his first game. And was that offside?
Tight, wasn't it? Tight.
Yeah, you've got to. I thought we had this little green line or something like this for when the ball's played and, benefit of the doubt and stuff like that. If it's offside, it's offside. There can't be a grey area. But anyway, even though it was chalked off, I was still impressed. You can't help but be impressed with how he took it and the finish. And the thing is, there's a huge, there's not a huge momentum going with a lot of clubs at the minute, at the top end or in the top half.
Well, there is with Newcastle, yeah.
But there is with Newcastle, and Newcastle currently, St James's Park is one of the best places to play in Europe in terms of the atmosphere and what it brings to the team. So everything is positive, and the great thing is that, the people of Newcastle, after so long under the Ashley regime, are enjoying it and have a team they want to go and see again and to be proud of.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.